Hey kids, I'm going to try something new today. Um, I'll be reading chapter 2 of the Year of Miss Agnes, and this is the character chart that I started yesterday. I'm going to be typing in here new characters, and then today for your assignment, you will be um, trying to get some ideas over in the details. Okay, so let's get started. Chapter 2. I ran to the Nikolai house to see if Bertha was there. She was in the back of the house helping her mother with a moose skin. They were twisting it and twisting it with lawn spruce sticks so it could really get really soft. Good enough to sew. Bertha, we got a new teacher. Bertha's eyes got big and worried. So I'm going to add Bertha's name here. And I'm doing it in a different color to just show us that it's a different day. Is she nice? I don't know. Sam said she was strict. Bertha dropped the stick and we ran, even though her mother was yelling after her to get back. We ran to the teacher's cabin and then stopped short in the dusty road. There was a skinny woman whacking the dust out of a rug on the side of the cabin porch. She was wearing pants. We never saw a woman wear pants. Our moms always wore dresses with their thick socks and moccasins, and us girls too. Sometimes, if it was really cold, we'd have pants under our skirts, but never just pants. We looked hard at her to see what we could find out. She was strong for sure. The way she whacked that rug, the dust was just flying. She was making an ugly face to keep the dust out of her eyes. Then she dropped the rug in the dead grass by the door and went back inside. We walked to her door and peeked in. She didn't even hardly look up, but she saw us. Now, I'm inferring, but I'm pretty sure this is Miss Agnes. So I'm going to add her. And we'll see if it is in just a bit. Good, just what I need. 2 girls to give me a hand, she said. She didn't ask our names or nothing. Didn't even smile or tell us what a pretty village we had or any of the other teacher stuff. She just handed the slop bucket to Bertha and told her to dump it out back, and then she stripped the blankets off the bed and told me to hang them out back on the line. We did what she told us for a while, and then she stopped and said, "We need some tea," just like we were grown women. She took the kettle off the back of the stove and poured water into a fat little brown teapot. I wanted to put my hands around the pot. It was so round. She got 3 cups down from the shelf and 3 saucers and took 3 spoons out of the jar on the table. Then she took a little silver thing and poured the tea through that so the tea leaves wouldn't get in our cups. I never saw that before. I know what she's talking about. It's a little tea strainer. So the loose tea is in the teapot, but you pour the tea from the teapot into the teacup. You have that strainer and it catches the tea leaves. And that tea was good. She put as much sugar in hers as we put in ours. Then she opened a can of milk and put some of that in her tea. Bertha and I looked surprised at each other. We didn't know we could just put milk in. She saw us look and said, "Try it." Bertha shook her head no. She never liked to do anything new. But I tried it. The tea was even better with milk than without. The new teacher drank her tea straight down and then poured herself another cup. "Thank heavens for tea," she said. She looked at us carefully. "Now then, who are you?" She had a funny way of talking, not like us, more short-like each letter made a hard sound. "You talk funny," I said. "That's because I'm English," she said. I thought about it for a moment. English is what we talked. Mama said she couldn't talk English until she was married because then they got a radio and she learned it from the radio. So it didn't make sense, the teacher saying she was English. The new teacher went to the shelf over her bed and took down a big book. She showed us a map. She put her finger on one part and said, "This is Alaska, where we are." And then she put her finger on the map on the other side. "This is England, where I come from." Her finger covered the place. It was so small. She looked at me and said, "The people from England are English." "Oh," I said. "And the language we speak is called English as well." Oh, I said again. I think she could tell I was still a little mixed up because she said the English that we speak in English sounds different from the way you speak English here, but it's the same language. Oh, yeah, I said. This time I knew what she meant, like how you can tell when someone is from New Alto or Hughes just because they say their words different. So this is an aha about the main character. She's just figured something out. I wonder what that is. My name is Agnes Sutterfield, she said. What are your names? So I was right. So this is Miss Agnes. Now, again, for your assignment today, you're going to be writing down details about what you're learning about Miss Agnes. There's been a lot so far, but I'm going to have you guys do that. This is Bertha. I said, Bertha Nikolai. She's really Bertha John, but Jake and Annie adopted her from her real mother, Sally John, because Sally had too many kids already. She lives at Alacaquette. So we also learned some things about Bertha. We might be able to add some information there. The new teacher looked at Bertha. I know your real mother, she said. You do? We were very surprised. I taught at Alcatat a long time, she said. And what's your name? She said to me. Fred, I said. Fred, said the new teacher. I could see she was waiting for something else. Frederica, really. Okay, I will add that. So we'll say Frederica. It's really Fred. And we'll say equals Fred. Okay. There was this old man ran a store when my dad was little, Dubbin. That's his name. Frederica was his mother's name. He told my dad to name me that when my dad was just a little boy. You name one of your daughters Frederica, he told me. And my dad did. Oh, she said, and smiled. Dubbin? You know him too? Asked Bertha. Oh, no, he was gone before my time, but I heard a lot about him. The look she had made me wish she'd tell us about Dubbin, but she stood up suddenly and said, well, you girls have work at home, I'm sure. I'm going to finish here and start in the school. Be sure to be there tomorrow at 9. We have a lot of catching up to do. Bertha went back to help her mom, and I went back to the store to see if Sam was still there. If he was helping in the store, if I was helping in the store, he'd always buy me a candy bar. He had already gone, but old man Anderson was talking to some of the men, Barney, Sam, and his big boy, George and Clayton Malamute, and them. They were buying shells for their guns and other stuff they needed to go hunting. They never did their buying quick. They had to talk a long time. I wasn't supposed to talk when grown people were talking, but I was too curious. Jack, I said to old man Anderson, you know our new teacher? Oh, yeah, he said. That's a good one. Agnes Sutterfield. She's been in the country a long time. Up at Alacaquette. They liked her a lot up there. That was my teacher, George said. One winter we were staying with my grandma up there. I was only in that school a little while before we went to spring camp, but she was a good one. She taught me how to read. She knows a lot. That's a good teacher you got now. Okay, I'll stop there. But again, for your assignment, what you guys are going to be doing is adding information. We have 3 new characters. We've got Bertha, Miss Agnes, and Frederica. And I'd like you to add 1 to 2 details in each one. I'll be sending this document and you can add it into that, or you can just write it on a piece of paper and take a picture and send it to me. Okay, I will see you tomorrow.